Welcome everybody to the Lowdown on Ridertown with the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders, 98.1 KHAK and 94.1 KRNA. Chad Cooper here with you. It seems like it's been forever since we've been here at the Union Station. I want to thank them again for having us for the Lowdown. Mother Nature has not been kind to us this year on the Lowdown. We've had numerous blizzards, ice storms, frigid temperatures, a lot of things keeping us away from getting together. But tonight we made it happen. Mother Nature tried to give us another slap shot, but we saved it this time for another hockey analogy that kind of hit the mark. But anyway, we want to thank everyone here tonight. We have a full packed house. The whole team's here because it happens to be Valentines for Vets. Now, if you're not familiar with this, we did it last year. Usually we do it about a week before this, but because of the weather, it threw a little curve at us. So what we're doing is, after the show tonight, feel free to stick around and make Valentines for Vets with the players. Those will then be delivered up, or I should say down, to the VA hospital in Iowa City. A very cool promotion, a very cool event that KHAK does every year, and it's nice to have the Rough Riders involved as well. As I mentioned, I want to thank the Union Station for having us here. I want to thank their staff for braving the weather conditions to come out and serve everybody. Great food and drink specials. Round of applause for that. I want to thank Metro Studios. I've been remiss not to thank them. They come and set us all up, the audio, so we don't have to worry about that. All I have to do is plug in and go. So I want to thank them for doing that each and every week. I want to thank Rick Boots and Rick Boots Photography. He comes out and takes the shots, the images each and every week. Also, he takes all the great game shots during the Rough Riders games as well. And round of applause for that. And that was not, if anyone's listening to this at a future date, that was not booze. That was Bootsy, just so everyone knows. It's not. Also want to thank the Rough Riders Booster Club for doing kind of the behind-the-scenes work, and also they kind of help get us the behind-the-scenes info on the players, too. They feed us the information, so I want to thank them for that. And a reminder that you can still sign up for that autographed jersey drawing. You can do that each and every week. The box, I believe, is positioned at the back, so if you haven't had a chance tonight, feel free to do that. You can do that each and every week. We have a Lowdown show, so come on out and up your chances of winning that jersey. We'll draw for that at the final show of the season in April. All right, let's get into the action here. Joined on stage tonight, we have a full stage. We have 5 people up here in total that we'll interview tonight, ask questions from. Joined, as always, by head coach Mark Carlson, but also by players Jordan Tonelli, Dimitri Darabin, Aiden McDonough, and Andre Bakanov. We'll get into the questions here in just a few. I want to rehash with people, though, the Riders are 3-1 in the month of February, so a good start this month for the Rough Riders. Blake Patilla named goaltender of the week last week by the USHL. Round of applause for that. Coach, that makes for a good segue to ask you. I know it's been a while since we've talked. You guys have put together a good string of victories and not just good progress, but especially it seems on the defensive side of things. Can you talk about what the team's done in the past month or so since we last talked and some of the progress you see?
Sure, yeah, it's good to be back here with you, Coop. And guys are working hard, and I think we're making progress every day. And Blake and Coach both have done a real nice job in net for us. So it's been a real good team effort and lots of work ahead.
Now, Andre, I'm going to start on your end. We always ask the players when they come on about their bios, where they're from, how they got here to Cedar Rapids. Can you tell us where you're from and how you got here with the Rough Riders?
So, I'm from Russia, and I moved here 3 years ago. I moved in Ohio, then I played for a year there, then I moved to Michigan. Then by the end of the season, I drafted by Rough Riders, and I moved here.
Now, Dimitri, I'll ask you as well where you're from and how you got here, Cedar Rapids, to the Rough Riders.
I'm from Belarus.
Are you okay?
Good.
Can I help him?
Sure.
Yeah.
Говори мне. Как ты сюда попал? Okay, he just came he was born in Belarus. He played for a while there, obviously his whole entire life. And then he just, this is his first year in America, and he got a different team, then he got traded here. So that's how he ended up here.
Okay. Going on to Aiden. Aiden, where are you from, and how'd you get here with the Rough Riders? Yeah, we'll have you share that, good mic.
I'm from Milton, Massachusetts. I played 4 years of prep school hockey, and then came out here earlier this year.
And Jordan, I'll finish with you. Where you're from and what was your journey like to get here to Cedar Rapids?
I'm from Armonk, New York. I also played prep school. Was drafted like a couple years ago. Came to camp every summer and then made the team this year.
Now, Dimitri and Andre, I'm always interested when we talk with international players, people who come here from another country. What's it like? What are your impressions? What do you think about Cedar Rapids when you first got here?
I love it here, and obviously it was a little different than the states I've been before, like Michigan. I was really surprised about the cornfields and stuff. It was always like, I don't know, like in the movie, I guess, but I like it here. So.
Now, were you scared at all about the cornfields? Was it a little trippy?
Not really.
It was okay.
Cornfields. So.
Now, what about this? What about this weather that we've had the last month? What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm from Russia, so this weather not surprising me at all.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
It's a normal thing for me.
And now, I have to know from Dimitri as well, and Aiden or Andre, you can help him out. But what does he think about this weather and about Iowa overall?
Что о погоде думаешь?
In Belarus, same.
Yes, the same weather?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys handled this pretty well. This is okay?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, as we talk about college commitments, we like to talk about the players and talk about what they have in terms of their future hockey goals. I know, Andre, you're committed to Michigan, correct?
Yep.
Now, what went into that decision? How'd you choose the Wolverines?
I lived in Michigan last year, and I really liked the state, and so I just wanted to be there in the future. So, and I also like to have a good education there, so I'm going there.
And then Jordan, I know that you're committed to Brown, correct?
Yes.
What went into that decision? How'd you choose that?
Just like my parents have always preached education growing up, so when I was looking at schools, Ivy Leagues were kind of all I was looking at, and then once I was offered by them, it kind of hit all the check marks, so couldn't really say no.
And then Aiden, with you, I know you're committed to Northeastern, correct?
Yes.
Now, what went into that decision on your end?
Well, being from the Boston area, I've always wanted to go to school in Boston and play hockey there, and it's kind of always been a dream of mine to go to school there. So when Northeastern came knocking, then it was an easy decision.
Now, Coach, I think I've asked you this before, brought this up, but these players, when they commit to these colleges, these are some pretty impressive colleges, not just for hockey, but also for academics. What does that make you feel as a coach when you see these guys move on, not just with hockey, but also these are some pretty impressive academic institutions too?
Yeah, they are. No, they are, and it's these guys, they've worked hard all their life for these opportunities, and for them to be able to go on and play Division I college hockey and get great educations is it's the best of both worlds for them, and it's exciting, and it's honestly, it's an honor to help them prepare to go on and have success.
Now, Coach, I'll keep it with you on this one. Aiden, he's committed to Northeastern, and Northeastern is a part of the Beanpot tournament. We talked about this with you for the first time last year, I think. I believe, if I remember correctly, you kind of called this your Christmas Day. Like, this is a big deal.
Oh, it's huge.
It's huge. So I'm wondering this year, did you get a chance to commit time to sit down and watch it and commit a few hours to it?
Of course, yep. I always find a way on that first Monday to see the first game, which is 4 o'clock Central, so I got to rush out of the arena to get back for the first one. Then I always watch those 2 games, and then usually with the final round, I make sure I get home in time. Last night actually was a couple minutes late, but to see the start of the championship game, and so I was happy to watch that one last night. And Northeastern won their second in a row.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a round of applause for that one. I know we've had some Rough Rider alumni play for Northeastern. And, Coach, I was going to say, they snapped a 30-year Beanpot drought last year, and now they got back-to-backs. So that's kind of some bragging rights, it seems like.
Well, it's huge bragging rights in the city of Boston, that's for sure. And to win it 2 years in a row for them is big. I think it was 30-plus years ago was the last time. I think it was the mid-'80s when was the last time that happened. And so it's definitely a big deal. And we have 3 guys there, Matt Philippe and Marvin, Matt Thompson, and Bobby Hampton as well. So and we also had Mark McLaughlin on BC, who played well in the game last night. So it was nice to see 4 Rough Riders. There was 3 that were playing, but 4 overall that were involved.
Now, Aiden, I'll ask you, since you're going to be going to Northeastern, are you looking forward to getting involved in the Bean Pod? I know for people who aren't familiar, that's a big deal, not just in Boston, but overall in New England. People get really hyped up about this. Are you looking forward to that as a player?
Definitely. I mean, since I was in first grade, I've been going to the Bean Pod my whole life. This is the first year I missed it. So growing up, that's what you dream of and playing in, and everybody that you know, family, friends, everybody is there watching. So it will definitely be special for sure.
Now, did you rush home any of these nights to get home in front of a TV and watch it?
Well, I drove nice and slow on the roads here.
Of course. Safety first. Yeah.
But a couple of the guys were over this week and last week, and we all watched the games. So, yeah, we did.
That's cool. So we're going to get into the rapid fire and the housing questions. And, guys, I'll ask you, are you ready for these? Overall, are you a little scared? Okay, it's all good?
We'll be ready.
Okay, you ready? All right. So before we get into that, to give you some time to prepare, we have 3 games coming up for the Riders this weekend. At Madison on Friday night, then at home against Waterloo, big rivalry. Inside the Stable, that's Saturday. Happens to be mascot night, so that should be cool. Good theme for that. And then at Green Bay on Sunday. So one of those 3-game weekends for the Riders. Now, I'll start off, and Aiden, since you have the mic, I'll start with you. Since we're going to be talking about housing families and what they know about you guys and some of the dirt they have on you guys, can you tell us a little bit about who you live with and what that experience has been like?
Well, me and Andre are actually roommates, so we both live with Janelle and Doug Banowitz, and it's been awesome. It's honestly the best I could ask for. I've never lived away from home, and it feels just like home, and I bet Andre could say the same.
Yep.
Andre, I'll ask you too, since you're roomies.
I'm absolutely agree with Aiden, so it's awesome family.
Now, Jordan, how about your housing family, who you live with, and what's that been like?
Yeah, Dima and I live with Tyler and Peggy Wagner, and I would agree with Dunzo and Andre. It's been like a home away from home. Yeah.
Now, Dimitri and Andre, you can certainly help them with this. Who do you live with, and what's it been like to live with a housing family?
С кем ты живешь, Игорь? Твое мнение о семье?
I live with Jordan Tonali, and we have a great family.
Jordan, what's it been like to be roomies with Dimitri and kind of be in that environment? There's some laughs from the crowd.
Well, I have to say his English has definitely gotten a lot better, so if you guys think this is bad, this is not, like, you guys have to understand this kid came into the country, like, literally not being able to speak any English, so he's made great progress. Yeah, it's been good. We're a good roommate duo.
And Dimitri, you're doing a good job on the headset too. That's not an easy thing. It took me like 5 years to be good on one of those. That's why I use the handheld mic still to this day. Now, Aiden, I heard you're this is something that came through. I heard you're a true Iowan now, and the reason why circles around a certain Iowa delicacy. Do you know what we're talking about?
That might have to be the walking tacos.
Yeah, the walking tacos. What was the whole story behind that?
Well, that's actually my cousin and my sister came out to visit in November, and they saw people in the stands eating the walking taco, and they were horrified. They'd never seen it before, being from the East Coast, and they were just asked me what it was, and I was like, I don't know what that is either. So I asked Janelle and Doug, and they're like, well, we'll have one next week for dinner. And I was telling my cousins about it, and they're like, you can't have it. No, you're not trying it. But I had it, and it was actually really good. I liked it, and it's definitely different, but it was good.
Now, as long as we're going to talk about walking tacos and the divisiveness around it, Andre, I'll ask you, have you ever had a walking taco?
I did. I did it in school, and I had it at lunch in school, and I bought it, and then I always started asking everyone in school what do I do with that? And they just walked me through it, and I ate it, and I like it. So
it is good on-the-run food. It's very convenient.
Yeah.
Jordan, how about you? Walking tacos?
Yeah, I actually had it for the first time at Chase Hampstead. We had a party for his billet brother, so I had it there. It's interesting.
Now, Dimitri, I'll ask you. I know that Andre is probably giving you the lowdown on this, but what do you think? Have you ever had walking tacos?
Знаешь эту хрень, которую пакет разрезают, доритосов туда мясо накидывают? Нет? Nah, he did. He never.
He's never had them. He kind of had the same look on his face that I assumed that Aiden had on his when they first told him about him. That's what I pictured. Now, Coach, have you ever had walking tacos? Are you into these at all?
I have never had a walking taco.
Man, that's like an Iowa. That is an Iowa thing. I don't know if it's a Midwest thing or if it's just an Iowa thing. We'll have to ask.
I'm going to have one.
Yeah. Now, Andre.
Maid-Rites.
Yeah, Maid-Rites are an Iowa thing, that's for sure. Yeah. Maid-Rites have kind of fallen off, though. I don't hear as much about Maid-Rites in Iowa anymore.
Yeah, I find it interesting with the Maid-Rites.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but I wasn't that used to like a lot of gatherings that I went to when I first moved here. Mm-hmm. It was like Maid-Rites like all over the place.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it seems to be. Yeah.
Now, I should mention, as long as you're talking about food, a couple weeks ago I was at the stable for a Rough Riders game. And I can't believe it's taken me this long, but I had one of those Riders dogs. Have you had one of those, Coach?
I have, and if I ever get suspended for a game and I have to sit in the stands, I'll probably have one.
That's where you're going to have one. They're pretty good. I was pretty impressed. Now, Andre, I heard that, we talk about team nicknames a lot and what the guys call themselves, but I heard that at Xavier, you have a pretty cool nickname, Big Daddy Dre. Is this true?
Yeah, I mean, some people call it like that.
Do you know where that originated, how that started?
It came from Nick Benowitz for some reason. I don't know why he called me like that, but he calls me like that, I guess.
Do you like that nickname? Are you cool with that?
I'm definitely cool with that.
Yeah, that's a good nickname. That is definitely a good nickname. Now, Aiden, we've got the Midwest. We've had a bad winter so far, kind of crazy. Now, I have to kind of quiz you. How much gas should you put in your car if you know it's going to be below zero like it was a couple weeks ago?
Well, I know now you got to fill it up to the top, full tank of gas.
Yeah.
Which I learned the hard way.
Now, how'd you learn it the hard way? How'd that play out?
Well, I didn't have much gas in my car. Actually, none. I was on E, and it was the coldest day of the year. I think it was like minus 20, and my car wouldn't start. And then it just continued to be cold for the next couple of days, and I had no car for probably it was 3 or 4 days.
So how'd you get around in that time span?
My friend on the street, Jerry Harding, he would pick me up because Andre doesn't drive, so we'd have to hitch a ride.
How did that? That had to be kind of inconvenient for a span of time.
Yeah, it was tough. And Grant Silanoff and Jason Poland also helped out. But yeah, it was tough not to be able to drive. But luckily, Doug Vanowitz helped me out and put some gas in it to get it to start. And I make sure now it's filled every time. So.
You learned the hard way, but you learned the lesson. All right, Jordan, since you're right beside Aiden, and we're kind of sticking on this weather theme. Now, the story that I heard was that recently this was your first time driving in Iowa.
Driving in cold weather?
In the snow, yeah, where the real Iowa conditions.
Well, yeah, because so I went to prep school, and so we weren't allowed to have cars there, so I only really drove in the summer.
And then I heard that you were a little, maybe not mad, but a little upset that no one told you should pump your brakes.
Yeah.
You're coming to a stoplight.
Yeah.
How did that? Did you have a rough lesson learned on that one? How'd that happen?
Dima can attest. We had a couple scary incidents on the way to a game where I was just slamming on the brakes and just wasn't stopping at all. So it's a little scary. Dimitri,
do you know what he's talking about with the car and the weather? Yeah. Were you scared at the time? Yeah. Now, Jordan, I know you just mentioned this, but I heard that you're pretty helpful with Dimitri when you guys go out to eat, if it comes to ordering something. Mm-hmm. And I heard that one time there was kind of like an incident where he asked, well, I wonder how the waitress or the waiters feel about this when they see, I order for Dimitri when we go out. Create some awkward conversations in public,
Yeah, that was interesting, that one time.
How did that happen? Play that one out for us.
It was kind of just so I ordered what I wanted, and he's usually pretty easy. He'll just get the same thing that I would get. So I don't know. He kind of leaned over my shoulder, pointed at the same thing I got, and then I ordered it for him. So then the waiter kind of gave us a look, what's going on here? Yeah.
And now, Dimitri, I heard that this is what came through for you. I heard that you like to shop. Is that right? Yeah. What kind of shopping? Grocery shopping, clothes shopping?
Clothes.
Clothes?
Shoes.
Oh, shoes.
Yeah, I like shoes.
How many shoes do you have?
Here, 5.
Just 5 here?
Yeah.
How about overall? If you add up here and what you have back at home?
15.
15. That's a lot of shoes for one person. Are they all the same kind? Are they all like tennis shoes or a different kind? Boots?
Different.
Different?
Yeah.
All right. Jordan?
He does have Jordans. I know that. So
Oh, no.
I don't know if that's popular in Belarus, but
Dimitri, Air Jordans, Michael Jordan. Are you a fan of those shoes?
What?
Are you a fan of those shoes? Jordans?
Jordan, they lubisz?
Yeah. One of your preferred brands? Now, guys, I'll go down the list here of, since we usually try to ask this of the players, their favorite NHL player. I'll start with Yuri and Andre. Favorite NHL player or just hockey player overall?
Probably Austin Matthews right now. I really like the way he plays, so.
Dimitri, how about you? Do you have a favorite hockey player?
I like Brett Burns.
Okay. Jordan, how about you?
I always used to really like John Tavares because I'm a big Islanders fan, but since he left, I don't know if I like him as much anymore.
You got to stay true to the hometown first, yeah. Aiden, how about you? Favorite hockey player?
I've always been a fan of Patrice Bergeron because he's playing for the Bruins, so big Bruins fan.
Very cool. Now, Andre, I think this is still true. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is your mom here in Cedar Rapids?
She's right there.
Oh, she's here tonight. Very cool, very cool. I think that might be one of the first times, at least since we've had the show, that an international player's parents have been here. That's pretty cool. What's it like to have your mom here in Cedar Rapids with you?
I mean, it's really nice, but I don't know. I just didn't see her for a while, so it's really nice to have her here.
Now, do you have to be on your best behavior then when your mom's here?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I do.
Now, before tonight, did your mom know about the Big Daddy Dre nickname?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. All right, so she learned something new tonight, too.
Yeah.
Now, guys, we had the last time, it seems like forever, but the last time we had a show, the two guys that we had up on stage, they were huge Bachelor fans. So now I have to ask you guys, are you into the Bachelor fever or not? Aiden, I'll start with you.
I'm not personally, no.
You're not into it?
I know JT.
I definitely am.
You and Jordan, you're on it?
I don't know what that is.
TV show.
Oh, TV show?
I think I'm the only one.
You're the only one, yeah. Jordan and Dimitri, or Andre and Dimitri, it's not happening.
Although Dima did say that they have like the same show in Belarus, like the same exact.
Oh, very interesting. Okay. So they've kind of crossed the pond on that. They're doing that in different places. Book club, I hear yelled from the...
I guess I've been reading for a while, but I guess recently Aiden and Max Sasson wanted to join in on some reading, so we decided to head down to the Cedar Rapids Library.
Good spot.
Purchase some books there. It's a great spot.
Now, what's the current book you'd recommend or that you're reading right now?
So Max and I are reading this book called Every Day. It's about I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but so every day he wakes up like in a new body, and he has to like live that day like as that person, and it changed every day. It's pretty interesting.
That's an interesting premise. Now, Coach, we've heard about video games, we've heard about The Bachelor, but it's nice to hear the guys are reading too, right? It's good to hear.
Great to hear.
Yeah, it's great to hear. Yeah, it's very good. Aiden, any books you're reading right now currently?
I'm reading a different one from them because there was only 2 copies at the library. So I got The Maze Runner. I guess it's a movie too. I haven't seen the movie. But,
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
I'm like, I think 50 pages in. It's pretty good. So.
Now I hate to take you guys off the books topic, but we have talked about Netflix shows too. So I'm dumbing this down. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. Any Netflix shows that you'd recommend, since that's kind of been a theme this year? Aiden?
I mean, a bunch of the guys, we all watched You together, the show called You, and we watched it I think it took us like a week to finish. It was really good. We just, after practice, we'd go over to someone's house and watch it. I'd recommend that.
Jordan, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say You, or I just started watching. It's not on Netflix, but Game of Thrones. So
That's always a winner.
It definitely lives up to the hype.
Yeah, that's a solid one. Now, Andre, I'll ask both you and Dimitri at the same time. Now, you're coming over here. You got to adapt to the culture. Are there any shows that you've liked since you've been here in America? Anything that's really been a favorite of yours?
I probably would go with Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones? That's good.
It probably was the best time when I watched it.
Dimitri, do you have a favorite show? Something you watch?
It's a Russian show.
It's a Russian show?
I don't know how in English.
Can you watch it here? Can you get it online? Yeah.
Again.
That's convenient. Now, how about when we talk about nicknames, do you guys have a favorite nickname of somebody on the team, Andre?
Probably of Nathan Smith, because he's Dark Voldemort.
Oh, yeah, I think we talked about that last show, too. Yeah, that one seems to be catching on. Jordan, how about you? Do you have one?
Yeah, just the first that comes to mind, you'd have to have seen the show You, but Max Sasson kind of looks like Joe Goldberg. So he also has a little bit of a mysterious vibe, so.
How so? What does that mean?
We won't get into that.
Okay, all right, well, keep that in-house. Aiden, how about you? You have a favorite nickname?
I'm trying to think. I like JT's nickname, just JT, simple and short and easy. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
A lot of boos from there.
I'm not gonna call anybody out.
They're saying you mailed that one in, I think. Yeah. Dimitri, I feel bad about putting you on the spot, but do you have a favorite nickname?
All right, he told me to, when Jackson Millard lost his tooth, everyone called him Toothless. That's his favorite.
That makes sense. That goes together. Now, we've talked a lot about, in the past with players, about community events and getting on out, and whether it be with kids in the local schools. I know the Rough Riders have an anti-bullying campaign. Is there something you've liked to do since you've been a rider out here in the community? And Aiden, I'll start with you.
Well, yeah, the anti-bullying campaign is awesome. Anytime we get a chance to go into the community or the schools, it's always a lot of fun to interact with the kids and especially spread like a good message with the kids. We also played, I think it was street hockey with kids at elementary school, and that was a lot of fun too to play hockey with them. So.
Now, Jordan, how about you? Any community activities, something that you've really liked to do?
Yeah, I really like the floor hockey and the Freedom Foundation, like serving food to the vets. That was really heartwarming and just like made you feel like you were making a difference.
Now, I'll give Dimitri some time to answer this. He can think about it. But Andre, I'll ask you first. A community event, something you'd like to do?
Probably the best would be the floor hockey, but I never have a chance to go to any of them because it's usually in the morning and I have school.
Okay.
But I would definitely love the floor hockey.
Now, what's it like? I'll keep it with you. What's it like to balance school with hockey? You're going to Xavier at the same time. What's that been like?
It's hard, but, it's just, I don't know. It's a little hard, but it's all right, though.
Now, Dimitri, I'll ask you, do you have a favorite event you've done in the community? Anything you like?
He said floor hockey.
Floor hockey, too. That seems to be a popular one. Now, Dimitri, I have to ask you this because this is about the only dirt other than that I heard that you like to shop, but I think you had a birthday recently, but I also heard you had a little trouble blowing out the candles on the cake, the birthday candles. I just wondered, Jordan, I didn't know if you, were they trick candles? Is someone being mean to Dimitri?
They were trick candles,
They were trick candles? Yeah, I figured it was some hijinks up with that one. Also, Andre, I'll ask you, too, that you're over here in the U.S., and the first time cooking eggs, it didn't go so hot, didn't go so well. Can you tell us about the story behind that one?
So I had concussion at that time, so I was by myself at the house and I was hungry and I didn't know how to make them, so I just threw them in the thing, and then I thought it's fine, it didn't smell or anything. I ate it was fine, and then I was in the basement watching a movie, and Janelle walks in the door and she goes, "Did somebody burn something?" And I'm like, I have to run upstairs, and I ran upstairs. I'm like, I didn't burn anything. I just cooked eggs, and she goes, "Oh, then it's fine." And then it just smelled awful, but I didn't smell anything, so.
How long now? You didn't smell it at all, but how long did it linger in the house? Do you know?
I don't know. I couldn't smell it.
Yeah, you were immune to it.
A long time, yeah.
A long time. Aiden. Yeah, it did. Yeah. Now I saw on Facebook a couple weeks back for the Super Bowl. It looks like you guys kind of had a team watch party for that. How was that, Aiden? I'll start with you. For one, did you have a rooting interest in that? And did you have a good time at the the party?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I'm a huge Patriots fan, as all the guys know. So I was obviously really pumped for my Pats to win, and I think me and Jerry were really the only Patriots guys, but it was good to see them get the win.
Now, does that mean that you have to take some ribbing or something from the guys since you're a Patriots fan? You don't have like a lot of other fans there with you?
Yeah, I mean, they say I'm unloyal. I say I'm an unloyal fan. I didn't watch every game. But honestly, our team isn't the biggest. We have a couple of guys that like football, but most of them are kind of uninterested.
Yeah, Jordan, are you a football fan? Did you get into it?
I mean, not really, no. And I didn't have a team in the game, but I don't know. The one thing I'd say is Dunzo doesn't really know anything about football, and he's not a real fan. So.
Now, Andre, how about you? Did you have a team you were rooting for in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I was supporting Veterans because my roommate's from Boston, so I had no other options, and I have a jersey in my room, the Veterans jersey, for some reason. I don't know why. So, and I guess I'm just
For some reason, how did it wind up there? Who gave you the jersey?
I don't know. Walsh just built that, and he gave me a jersey, and I'm like, I looked, it's like blue, looking good, so I'm like, I guess I take it, and I took it. It was an end up a Veterans jersey, so.
Is it a Tom Brady?
No, I think that guy got traded.
Oh, the guy that your jersey? Okay. So it's an old jersey. It's kind of antiquated jersey. Yeah. Now I'll ask you guys all down the line, since it's a Super Bowl watch party, was there any good eats at the watch party? Andre, I'll start with you. Anything you really like to dig in on?
There's a couple good cakes there.
Like what kind of cakes? A couple cakes. What kind of cake?
Oh, that was the Oreo cake.
That's a winner.
I had one. Sorry, Coach.
One slice or one entire cake?
No,
just one.
One tiny slice.
Dimitri, how about any food at the Super Bowl party that you liked?
He doesn't remember any food from there. So.
How about favorite food overall, Dimitri? Anything that you really like here in America?
Say again, please.
Any food, favorite food?
Give him
I like everything.
You're not a picky eater? No. Jordan, at the Super Bowl, did you have something that you digged in on? Any of those cakes?
No, I'd like the buffalo chicken dip. It was pretty good.
That's always a winner. Aiden, how about you?
Yeah, I also like the buffalo chicken dip. I also like the carrots and celery. I was big into that.
I think what was like the first week I heard Liam is a big carrot eater as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's the biggest in the team for sure.
Yeah, what I heard. Now, Coach, was this a players-only Super Bowl party, or did you get invited to this?
No, it was players only, which that's good. It's good for them.
That's good. Now, Coach, did you have a rooting interest in the Super Bowl? Being from the East Coast, do you go with the Patriots?
Patriots, baby.
For sure.
Winning ball games.
Do you have a big Do you have a big celebration for that, or just kind of keep it low key?
Yeah, I kind of did. I've done multiple celebrations over the last number of years when they win these trophies.
That's good to hear. Aiden, I'll ask you, since you're one of the lone Patriots fans there, did you celebrate it big, kind of rub it in at the end of the game?
No, we've been there before as a Patriots fan, so.
Yeah, that's smooth. I like that. That's a good answer. All right, so before we wrap up, I'll ask each of you guys as we go down the line, favorite hobby off the ice, favorite thing to do when you're not playing hockey. Andre, I'll start with you.
I don't even know.
Can't think of anything? Someone yelled something out from the crowd. Spin-a-rammy?
That's shorter.
I don't even know. I don't think so. I have one.
Okay, Dimitri, anything you like to do when you're not playing hockey?
Watch TV show.
Watch TV? Jordan, how about you?
I like golf, pick up basketball, other sports.
Aiden, how about you?
I know it's hockey, but I'm a big street hockey player in the summer, playing some competitive tournaments in the city, so it's fun.
Now, Jordan, since you mentioned golf, have you played golf with any of the other riders?
No, I have not actually. I haven't played out here at all.
We had a few. We had kind of like I don't know, they were trash talking a couple weeks ago about their golf games. They were going back and forth about it. So I just wondered if you got in on that yet.
I have not, no, but interested to see.
Yeah, that might be a summer activity. Yeah. Now, Aiden, I was going to ask you, since you said the street hockey and the tournaments, what are those like? Is that a big thing out on the East Coast?
I don't know about the East Coast. I just know Boston. There's like each borough of the city has like a street hockey tournament. Yeah, it's really competitive. It's not really like, it's like pretty much like football on wheels. There's a lot of slashing, not much penalties being called.
Right.
It's pretty chippy, but it's really fun. Like the whole like city kind of comes together, and it's a lot of fun. So
now, Coach, being from the East Coast, did you grow up with this? I mean, are you familiar with the street hockey and the different leagues and all that?
I mean, we played street hockey, but I wasn't aware of the situation in Boston.
Yeah, it sounds heated.
Sounds like it's big time.
All right, so before we get to making the Valentines for Vets, which is why we're here tonight and have so many people packed in, want to appreciate everyone for coming out with the weather. I want to ask you guys, since I don't want to leave any stone unturned, if I missed anything, any stories about any of you guys up on stage right now that I missed out on, didn't get any message about, couldn't dig up on social media, anything coming to mind? Nothing? All right. We did a pretty good job. Usually there's been like one or two things creep out every week, but I think we kind of covered all the bases with this. I want to thank all you guys for coming out. Oh, Jordan, did you have something?
There's a request from the guys on the team for Andre to take his hat off.
Andre, that feels bad to put you on the spot, but...
All right.
Now, Andre, I have to assume, do you think you might have the best hair on the team?
Am I?
Yeah, do you think you have the best hair on the team?
Definitely.
Yeah. I think that might be part of like the Big Daddy Dre nickname too. It all goes together.
Probably.
Yeah, it all fits in. Aiden, Jordan, you guys kind of agree? Do you think that he has the best hair on the team?
No.
This kind of came out of left field, so I figured I'd ask.
I mean, I like his confidence, but I personally wouldn't give it to him.
Jordan, any opinions on the hair situation?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, even if it was a good haircut, I feel like we just wouldn't give him credit for it.
You gotta, yeah, he's not going to win.
Yeah, it's just a can't-win situation there.
Can't-win situation. That seems like a good way to wrap up this show. On a funny note, I want to thank you guys for making the time, coming out in the weather, and all the best this weekend with 3 games on the road. Thanks, everybody, for coming out.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, group.
I want to remind everyone that the Riders do have 3 games coming up this weekend: at Madison on Friday, then against Waterloo inside the stable, so get on out Saturday night for that. It happens to be mascot night. At Green Bay on Sunday to wrap things up this weekend. Stick around after the show. We'll make those Valentines for Vets, and we'll get those delivered to the VA. I know the Rough Riders are going to do that. Once again, great event to be a part of. There will be a Lowdown next week. Hopefully Mother Nature stays away from it, so don't have to worry about it. It'll be February 19th, next Tuesday, same spot, same time, right here at the Union Station at 5:30 for another Lowdown on Ridertown. And the audio of this will be up in the next couple of days. We'll get it posted to our YouTube page. Once again, thanks for coming out, everybody, for another Lowdown on Ridertown. Thanks. Coach, appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.